Get therapy.
I don't know how to read.
Get therapy.
What's up, Wikimaniacs, and welcome to another Not Live Lives. I'm your host today, your Punny Pinoy John, and join with me, my beautiful, handsome co-host, Sean Salvino, Daddy
Hello.
Nutman himself.
No, well, kind of.
Oh, well, yeah.
The merch is not merching, but that's okay, guys. It'll be a new month soon enough.
Oh, man. We're going to get this out of the way as quick as possible. Sean has to go paint a whole ass bedroom. So any announcements before we get to it, my guy? Because we want to get you in and out of this recording quick.
Just a quick RedditOnWikiShop.com, RedditOnWikiShop.com. If you want to see us, our lowest selling merch of all time, make sure to go to RedditOnWikiShop.com.
The man is practically begging right now.
No, I get it. I understand.
Oh, all right, buddy. Let's get into it. Do you want to start or do you want me to start?
It doesn't matter. I will say it is hot as fucking shit.
It is.
I just got in from work. If you think I look sweaty, it's because I am. And again, I was outside for, I don't know, maybe a total of 5 minutes. Just walking from the car or the office to my car and then from the car to my house. I haven't stopped sweating even though I'm inside. This is fucking awful.
Well, from my viewpoint, it doesn't look like you're sweaty. It looks like you're glowing and shimmering, buddy.
Thank you, brother. I don't feel that way. I feel sticky and gross. And the humid Houston air is fucking me up, brother.
It's about to be like 103 or 104 tomorrow. I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm staying
My car
inside.
thermometer said 101. I was like, is that right? It actually feels right because I feel like
I think tomorrow is the
absolute dog
worst. Tomorrow is the worst
Love
of
to
the
hear it.
week, if I'm not
shit.
mistaken.
Love to hear that. Oh my god.
All right. I
Anyways.
guess I'll start. I'll let you cool off a bit. So I'll start for our first story. So this one is from r/AITJ. We ran into Am I the Asshole? We ran into AITA. So is AITA is just Am I the Hole? Is that the subreddit?
I guess it's AITH.
H. Yeah.
Huh.
Because we
This is new.
use Am I the Asshole? We use AITA. So I'm like, wait a minute. Is this a new one?
These are for the people that don't like to curse on the internet. Frick, mother frickers.
That would be Am I the Butt Face, ain't it?
Oh, that's true. I forgot that was even a thing as well. I don't know. There's just not enough Am I subreddits.
It's true. Too many assholes in the world. So first story of the day, Sean. The title is Am I the Asshole for not wanting to hang out with my best friend and her kids anymore because I don't want to split costs equally?
Ooh, no, you're not the asshole.
I'm
I
with you there.
do split costs because mostly I'm either out with like my bestest of friends or like literal like family. So nieces and nephews, that's fine. I get it. But yeah, I could if this is just like not the bestest of friends. If you are any rank below that, I'm not splitting equally with your kids. Are you crazy?
We have to have a conversation. We have to plan what we're doing, what's going to be the cost breakdown for me to agree about this.
Yeah, don't make me be the one to ask for it. You're the one with the kids.
It's true. All right,
Especially
let's
once
see.
they're big enough to have their own entrees and shit. Kids meal, I could be like, I guess. But even then, unless you're the bestest of friends, kids meals, I'm still all over it. And you better be the one to be like, all right, how do you want to do this?
All right, let's see where this goes.
Because then I'm buying 5 fucking meals for my goddamn meal prep. Oh, we're splitting equally right down the middle? All right.
You're telling me. I'm like, give me like 10 kids meals.
Yeah, what the fuck?
So I, 28 female, single, and child-free, have been friends with my best friend. So there goes the relationship, Sean. They're mid-30s, female, for almost 10 years. She has 2 young kids. We've always been very close. I love her kids like my own. I visit them, talk to them on video calls, and I show up for birthdays, graduations, and special occasions, even when I'm not financially comfortable. I genuinely care about them and our friendship. Recently, I started a new job that pays better, and I've been trying to be more intentional with my money and save for some big life goals. Which, congrats, by the way, OP. The issue is that when we hang out, the financial setup has always been very split everything equally. Transport, food, outings, etc. For example, if we book a ride that costs $100, she'll suggest we split it 50-50, even though she's traveling with her 2 kids and sometimes a babysitter. So effectively, it's 4 people on her side and just me on mine. The same thing happens when we eat out. We split the bill evenly, even though most of the food is for her kids, and I don't really consume much of what's ordered for them. Lately, if this was
if you're consuming some of it,
if
this is family style,
I would be like, okay, I'm splitting costs if it's family style, but if it's individual entrees, bitch, I'm getting fries from every single one of your fucking plate. Lately, I've started feeling uncomfortable with this setup, not because I don't love spending time with them, but because financially it doesn't make sense for me anymore, especially as I'm trying to save and plan for my future. Because of that, I've been declining some of her invitations to go out, like swimming, lunch, dinners, etc., since I already know it will likely mean splitting all costs equally despite the imbalance in number of people. I haven't confronted her about it yet because I don't want to hurt her feelings or damage our friendship, but I also don't want to keep putting myself in a situation where I feel financially drained or taken for granted. So my question is, am I the asshole for not wanting to hang out anymore because I don't want to keep splitting costs equally when she's bringing her kids and sitter along?
Okay, here is my hot take. I think you are the asshole for not being able to have the conversation with your best friend to say, hey, would love to hang out, would love to spend time. You're my best friend. We could talk about tough things. Here's the tough thing. I don't want to go equal with your kids. I don't want to, if they're taking up seats in the lift, we're splitting it per seat. If we're at a restaurant, we're splitting it per entree. I can't do this in half. I just got a new job. I'm 28. I want to mature financially, and I want to start saving, and I don't want to, we got to make things make sense. Before I was willy-nilly, and, that kind of got me to a spot where I'm not, too happy financially. I'd like to be in a better spot. This is the kind of conversation we got to have. If you're actively like ignoring and not wanting to hang out and not telling your friend why, because, for all intents and purposes, your friend has no idea that you want to save. This has been y'all's relationship for 10 years. And then also since she's had kids, I don't know the ages of the kids. So it's kind of just like, as far as she knows, this is status quo. She doesn't even know that like you're feeling a certain type of way. So I will say, not the asshole for not wanting to go halvesies. I think that's fine. I think that's responsible. But you are the asshole for not talking to your friend and explaining why it is you're declining the hangouts. Because if I'm the friend, I'm just like, yo, what the fuck? Like they're distancing themselves for what? For why? They're not telling me shit. So now I'm just like, oh, I guess our friendship is not that good? I don't know.
I think we've been riding the same hot take waves right here. And you know what? I was surprised. A lot of people were on our side on that one.
With the other one?
I was like, phew.
We thought we were going to get demolished, but
we thought we were. But I'm kind of also in the same. To me, the language for this one, in the very end,
the sentence structure about what you're asking, what you're the asshole for.
Yes, but I do agree 100% with you with what you just said. And I think it is not it's not asshole at all for wanting, like, hey, we have to be proportional to what we pay for because it's only fair. And economy right now is tough. Just even going out, doing activities, that does cost a lot of money. And, it needs to be proportionate. And I'm not going to lie, that should be the thing. To me, what kind of ticked me off about OP and Reddit deemed not the asshole for the question that they're asking. you know. But I
What
also
is
see
the official? I feel like the title and then the last question were different. No, am I tripping?
well, it says for not wanting to hang out. I might ask for not wanting to hang out with my best friend and her kids anymore. That part to me, assholey,
Is yes.
because I don't want to split costs equally is like the second part of it.
Okay, it's a two-parter.
You know what I'm talking about? So
yeah.
I mean, it's technically not a two-parter, but like to me, not wanting to split costs equally, perfectly fair.
Totally
Just like
okay
what
with
you
that.
said. But to me, the way they went about it gives me a little bit of like, kind of like what you said. If you were truly best friends for over a decade, you're not confronting your friend. You're going to have a sit down and you're having a conversation. Like, hey, by the way, it's kind of unfair for me that I'm spending X amount of money when, you know, you're taking out your kids or bringing your kids and also bringing your babysitter. That's not a confrontation. That's just a conversation. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So to me, that's also kind of what I caught, Sean.
Yeah, I mean, because it's just like what you said. Like, hang out and then prior to the meal, just be like, "Hey, I was gonna eat at home, but if you want to eat out, I'm down." I can no longer. That's the perfect segue into the conversation. I don't think you could say this is your best friend of 10 years and then also avoid this conversation.
Yeah. And to me, it's like kind of just it essentially, I mean, they said they were declining invites, so it doesn't sound like ghosting or anything. So at least they have that conversation. But I think you have to have that tough talk with your friend if they're truly your best friend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because now you're putting them in the situation of asking you, like, all right, what's up, dude? Why? I haven't seen you in a month. What's going on?
Yeah. All right, so top comment for this one, and there is an update right after this. Lala762 commented, you don't have to confront her, and you don't have to stop hanging out with her if you enjoy her company. The only thing you have to say next time the bill comes up is, separate checks, please. That's it. That's it, to be honest. And then there's an update that came in a couple weeks later. They put, first, I wanted to add some context because I think it explains why my friend was so comfortable splitting costs the way we always have. We met before she had kids when we were both single and child-free. We did everything together, like traveling, going out for coffee, dinners, swimming parties, shopping, and splitting the bill 50-50 made perfect sense because everything was just for the two of us. We're also living overseas, away from our families, so over the years, we became much more than friends. And again, at that point, y'all are family, so y'all should be having that fucking conversation.
This shouldn't be a hard conversation to have.
We consider each other sisters. I grew up without a sister, and so did she. I'm basically auntie to her kids, not just mom's friend. Our relationship has always been one where that what's mine is hers and vice versa, so I understand why she never really questioned continuing our old dynamic. The problem is that our lives have changed. She's now married with kids and part of a 2-income household. We actually earn similar incomes individually, but I pay all of my own expenses by myself while she has a partner to share household costs with. I genuinely believe she's in a much better financial position than I am, and I started realizing that continuing to split expenses the same way, especially when outings now include her children, was becoming difficult for me financially. I'm also very non-confrontational. I'm the type of person who goes along with things even when I'm uncomfortable, so instead of speaking up, I just started declining invitations because I didn't want to come home regretting how much I'd spent. Also, I gotta say, OP, like, if this is something that you're uncomfortable with, like, if your new job that got a promotion has some sort of a, you know, a wellness program that you can speak to some sort of professional, again, I'm hung up on this thinking that having a conversation with your friend is a confrontation. Because I just, to me, confrontation sounds combative. You know what I mean? So I just don't think this conversation should ever be that way.
I mean, there's definitely a way where people could be offended and then it becomes a confrontation. But there, like what you're saying, there's many steps ahead of that, I think.
Exactly. And then after reading everyone's comments, I finally talked to her. She's invited me on another outing this weekend, and I was honest. I told her I'm saving towards some important goals and that going forward, I have to be more mindful with my money. If I can afford to join, I will, and if I can't, I'll say no. If there's a cheaper way for me to meet them, like taking a bus while they Uber, I'll do that instead. She was incredibly understanding. She told me she was happy I was prioritizing my goals, that the kids love and miss me, and that if I can't come, she'll simply tell them that I'm busy. She also suggested that going forward, we could look for more budget-friendly activities so we can still spend time together. So thankfully, everything worked out, and we have a much better understanding of each other's situation now. And I think our friendship will be healthier because of it. Thank you to everyone who encouraged me to communicate instead of quietly distancing myself. Your advice genuinely helped.
There you go. See? All it takes is a conversation. Not a big deal at all.
The only thing that's pissing me off about the friend in this situation is like, oh, I'll find something like more cost effective instead of like, oh yeah, I'm down to fucking just pay for it.
Yeah, I guess I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, you guys can find something. At least you're gonna still spend time together and have that conversation. But with me, I'd be like, so are you gonna pay like proportional to whatever we spent, or is this gonna be a continuous thing?
Surely this whole speech means that she's no longer going to split 50-50. You got to think.
Yep. But I'm just like,
I want to hear it. I want to hear you say it.
Truly resolve it that way? Well, let us know what you think in the comments, Wikimaniacs.
All right, my turn. This one's coming from r/am I overreacting?
Ooh.
It's titled, found this text thread between my partner and his coworker. Am I overreacting?
Is this a work wife situation?
I don't know.
We'll see.
All right, I'm sending you the Reddit thread so we can read. Let me take out the old for you so you don't get mad. Here we go.
I can just untype it.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I got you. And you could be either one. Do you want to be coworker or the partner?
All right, let me be the white text.
All right, I'll be blue. Blue
is OP?
OP's partner, and the white text is OP's partner's coworker.
Okay.
All right. Text thread begins. Hey, guess who this is?
God?
No, that would be cool, though. It's blank. I got your note, smiley face.
Oh, I'm really glad you texted, smiley face. I wasn't sure if you would. So, what'd you think?
Well, I was flattered, but I do have a girlfriend, disappointed emoji.
Well, I'm not surprised that a guy like you would, and I can respect that. Nothing to lose to confess, sweaty emoji.
I do think you're pretty and very cool, so there's that.
Don't do this to me, Nick. Heartbreak
Also,
emoji. Heartbreak emoji.
She forgot to blur out. She forgot to blur out the name that time. Oops.
I'm JK. Thank you, smiley face, smiley face. I don't think I was very good at hiding my crush, though.
Yeah, I could kind of tell. Crying, laughing
No.
emoji.
No. It was all in your head. I'm very slick.
Hey, most girls make it super difficult, so I really respect the note in the locker. If I was single, we would be hanging out.
This
gets hard, but I think you can hit net. Well, not really.
It looked like they were drunk.
Yeah, they're fucking zooming through this.
I try not to be difficult. I can't. Oh my god. I try not to be difficult.
Zoom in.
Hold on. I told you I need new prescriptions, so let me just zoom in.
It's not even your glasses. This is terrible.
I try not to be difficult. Guess I was feeling really confident too, but it's great that you know. Call me when you're single.
Okay, I will.
And let me drive your car too.
That's a maybe.
I can make maybes possible. Salute emoji.
It says I'll be selfish.
Fuck? I'll be selfish and say I still want to hang out with you because that might be a maybe too.
It's maybe a maybe.
Maybe we could do whatever. Oh my god. Maybe we could do whatever you want and have fun, but that's only a maybe.
Whatever I wanted?
Yeah, pretty much whatever you want.
Maybe.
Nick, you're killing me.
Now you're killing me, crying, laughing emoji.
Can't help it. Sorry, I'm attracted to you.
I think you're attractive too.
Maybe we should hang out.
I have to think about it, disappointed emoji. I still have to go to bed because I have to get up at 4.
Hey, that's totally fair. Don't feel pressure to say yes to me. I understand. I didn't expect to get this far. Do I? And then they texted, what, a few days later or something?
Yeah.
Do I get a birthday present? This is
All right.
This is
End
cheating.
of the text thread.
This is fucking cheating, bro.
All right. And then OP continues with their post. I don't have any proof of them actually doing anything. He had said that there was a cute cashier at work, but that he wasn't into her. I asked to see their text thread, and he said there was nothing, and showed me a message thread with her last text only. Do I get a birthday present? Because he deleted everything else. But this was all in his recently deleted. So I opened it in front of him, and he tried to stop me. And I just read all of it, and now he thinks I'm going to leave him. He's talked this way about other girls at work, so who knows if he's done anything with them. My heart hurts so bad. Is this cheating? Am I overreacting by being so hurt? I would never do this to him. He claims it's because he wanted to be nice and he didn't want to reject her in a rude way. I'm thinking about leaving, but just the day before I found this, he was telling me that he wanted to get married and have kids with me. We've been together for 4 years.
That don't mean jack shit, OP, and you are not overreacting whatsoever. And this is 100% cheating, because if he was truly in a committed relationship, once someone was like, hey, I'm into you, I don't give a fuck if I'm rude to anyone. I'm like, hell no. I don't give a fuck if you're into me or whatnot. I'm shutting this shit down quick. And the fact that, like, he deleted all the messages, damn well that he's been doing that with not just this girl in particular, but also there's probably other instances too. This guy's not to be trusted. Fuck all that noise. Don't matter if y'all been together for 4 years. Get the hell out of this relationship before it's too late.
Yeah, because honestly, if this had happened, I think, one, like what John said, probably don't text them at all, right? Just next time you see them in person, just be like, I'm flattered, but, I'm taken. Thank you. But he did the whole I'm taken, put a disappointed face, and then she was like, oh, well, I just wanted to shoot my shot. It could have ended. She stopped the conversation, and then the partner continued it by being, well, I do think you're pretty attractive. Uncalled for, unnecessary. The conversation was done. You could have just, there was the out. So if you wanted to do the rejection in a non-rude way, that was it. That was it. But then Opie's partner continued and kept going and kept going. So I would say at the very least emotional cheating. And like what John said, by deleting the text messages, he also knows that it was, not a good look. And the top comment on the thread is, girl, laugh my fucking ass off. Him doing, quote, I have a girlfriend, followed by a disappointed face, was enough. Leave him, mamas. So,
yeah.
Pretty much.
Dude, and especially you already know the type of caliber of person this, who that coworker is. The fact that you told them, like, oh, hey, by the way, I have a girlfriend. A decent person would have been like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I don't fault the girl for shooting her shot because, yeah, you never know if that guy was single. But the fact that she kept going is like, oh, maybe we should hang out.
Yeah, true.
She wanted to fuck up your life, and the boyfriend is going along with it. That just says everything about both of those people, man.
Mm-hmm. So fuck them both. Leave them. Easy as that.
Not worth it.
Also, having kids is a trap. So just go ahead and get out of there.
Hey, you might not have any concrete proof that this guy has been like physically cheating, but at this point, this is enough for me. And just to play it safe, this might be overboard, but you never know. Get an STD check as well, just in case. Ugh, fucking bastards. All right. Next one, Sean. This one is from r/am I overreacting? So I guess we're doing back to back. This one is titled, Am I overreacting for walking out on a first date with someone that basically told me he was trying to date uglier people on purpose?
Fuck that. Fuck that, dude. So I'm ugly. Not
you.
overreacting.
You're beautiful.
Stop.
That hair. All right. Story goes as this. The Wikimaniacs got you in the comment section. No worry. I, 26 female, went on a date with a friend, 24 male, of my brother, 24 male. Apparently, he had told my brother he wanted to get to know me, and I gave him permission to share my number and that we went on a date. I thought it was odd because my brother doesn't have many friends, and I don't really go on that many dates, but I decided to give it a chance because I usually only get asked out by men double my age. Anyways, the date is kind of normal at the beginning. We're talking about music, anime, memes, etc. And then I asked what he liked about me. He responded, "To be honest," and this is the quote from OP. "To be honest, nothing much, but prettier girls are too much drama, so I was trying this thing I saw called Shrekking."
What the fuck are you talking about?
When I asked him to clarify, he said that I wasn't normally his type. At this point, I'm a bit shocked, but decided to give a chance to someone who appeared to want to date without superficial reasons. I was a bit on edge, but the date continued normally for a while, until he said, "I bet you're glad for this trend. How does it feel to be on a date with someone so handsome?"
I just
I
know this guy is mid as shit.
I laughed thinking he was joking, but he kept pressing me to answer, so I just got up and left. So am I overreacting?
No, I would have stayed there and roasted the shit out of him. I would have said, "You're actually not my type either. You're kind of a no-go, if I'm being quite honest." And I thought I was doing you a favor. So, yikes for you, I think. But I really wish I knew what the definition of Shrekking was and how that relates to Shrek at all.
Let's see what the term Shrekking is. All right, we're just Googling right now.
Some red pill shit that we don't know about, I guess.
I mean, it's good that we don't. So, according to Merriam-Webster dictionary, so damn,
That's on Merriam-Webster?
Holy shit. They put Shrekking refers to the active practice of purposely dating someone who one considers unattractive or less attractive than someone one would normally choose, on the theory that they will prove a kinder and more caring partner.
What the fuck? Incredibly fucked up. I can't believe I made that. Miriam, don't promote it. Take it down.
The way I would have been like, "Oh, I'm also participating in a trend. I'm doing a fucking donkeying because I happen to be in a fucking, I happen to be on a date with an asshole."
I date assholes. Yeah.
So
I don't see any part where any of those characters quote unquote Shreked, but whatever. These guys don't
I
watch the
think
goddamn boob.
he's probably trying to say that she looks like an ogre in his standards, I guess. Which is fucking insane to me.
Insane. Anyways, fuck that guy. I'm glad you left. Yeah, what a fucking piece of shit. I hope you got to at least enjoy a free meal. I think if I was...
Oh, you know his cheap ass don't.
That's true. That's true. Walk out. I hope you got to eat it and then dip.
Mm-hmm.
Walk out mid-conversation before the check comes.
Top comment for this one. Scary in the Mud Mid commented, not overreacting, but weird way to find out your brother runs around with incels.
Yeah. I wonder if... Because it sounds like your brother doesn't have a lot of friends. I wonder if this is just a random guy that came up to him, or, you know, or if this is one of your brother's friends, then it's kind of like, you got to have a talk with your brother. And if you have a talk with your brother and he's not immediately like, "I'm going to fucking kick his ass," then we got to reevaluate.
You know where your brother is.
Yep. We got to reevaluate this relationship.
Yep.
and figure out if your brother can be saved.
Shrekking. That's new to me.
Fucking insane. All right. Here's a good one. This one's coming from r/am I the jerk, which is another one where they don't want to cuss, I guess.
And we're ruining it for them.
We're going to cuss a lot. This one is titled, Am I the jerk for telling the previous owner of my house that she can no longer pick fruit from my tree anymore?
It's not their house anymore, so not the jerk. The only reason why I could say it's a jerk is like if you bought that shit from like a family member or something, or like you got passed down this property where you're like, all right, come on now, don't be a dick.
All right, let's see. Opie writes, I bought my house last summer, and there's a big plum tree in the backyard. A few weeks after moving in, the previous owner messaged me saying that her late mom planted it and asked if she could collect some plums when they were ready. I said, sure, because I understood the sentimental part. When she came over, she brought her husband, 2 buckets, and a ladder. They picked nearly every ripe plum, including branches hanging over my patio, and they left a bunch of broken twigs and fruit on the ground. I barely got any plums for myself. Apparently, her family has used those plums to make jam every year for almost 20 years. She contacted me again asking what weekend she can come this year. I told her I plan on keeping the fruit this time since the tree is on my property and I actually want to make something with it. She got pretty upset with me and said that I knew the tree had meaning to her family. She even offered me a few jars of jam, but that isn't really the point. I spent a lot of money from stake fixing up this yard, and I don't want people treating part of it like it still belongs to them. My sister thinks I should let her take 1 bucket because it's a family tradition and cost me nothing. I feel bad about the connection to her mom, but I also don't think buying a house means the old homeowners get yearly access to whatever they miss. So, am I the jerk? Kind of a tough one.
I'm gonna go with no, because at the end of the day, it is your property. You did purchase it. You went through all the legal, and financial things to acquire said land or property. Would I have acted different in this situation? I probably would have, just because I'm a sentimental person, and if someone was like, hey, this means a lot to me, like, it would be great to be doing that. And I don't really eat plums as well, so I'm like, yeah, go at it. I don't give a shit. So that's only different from my part. The only probably difference that I would make is I would actually kind of listen to the sister's suggestion and would be like, hey, you know what? It doesn't cost you money to be able to do this. However, stand up for yourself and have some stipulations. You'd be like, hey, you can only get certain amount because I also want to make it because it's technically in your property now. I'd also say like, hey, I'd put some contingents and rules to be like, after you're done, make sure to clean up, please. Just respect the property. So I would put some sort of parameters. Personally, I would still let them. And then if they still disregard, my new set of rules, then I'm going to be more of an asshole. Be like, you know what? You disrespected me. Therefore, get the fuck out. I don't care about what your sentiments are.
Yeah, I might be a little bit more of a dickhead than John on this and say like, if they want the plums, they have to let me pick it because I just don't trust them to clean my yard. And if I do trust them to clean my yard, I just don't want them in my yard. I spent a lot of money getting my yard done. If I don't want you in my backyard, I don't. I get it with the tree, but if you're selling the house, take a tree or take the plum, plant some seeds. Right?
Grow it. Yeah, that's true as well.
I don't know how long that's going to take, but you sold this house knowing the tree was on the property. You got to have a contingency. But, I will say, if I was the homeowner, I would honestly give him half the plums every year, to be honest. Because Because, yeah, maybe I do want to make some plum shit, and I do want them to continue the tradition of making the jam. But I don't want to have strangers come into the house every year.
True.
Unless we talked more than just the one time a year when you come to use the tree that I bought from you. But, yeah, I mean, if we became friends, and then, yeah, it becomes a whole thing. We could pick the plums together, maybe. But at this point, you let them do it the first time. The second time it comes around, you got to be like, hey, I'll pick them for you. I'll fill up a jar, or I'll fill up a bucket. Because, I don't know if they've drastically changed the backyard. Because, I get that. If they went crazy with it and spent a bunch of money to get it how they want it, and then to have somebody come and leave a bunch of twigs, I mean, I guess I would be pissed. But, yeah. Let's see. The top comment here says, not the jerk. My goodness, if she had just picked a few off the tree, it would have been better, but she picked them all. Your tree, your fruit. So it seems like most people are.
Which is the valid answer, to be honest.
Yeah. Another one. If you hear from her again, just tell her the truth. Tell her that you were shocked that when they came, they greedily picked virtually all of the fruit last year, and to top it off, they left a mess behind for you to clean up. Perhaps if they had shown a little class and consideration, you'd be more generous, but they blew it.
Yeah, that's valid.
Yeah. I think we're even a little bit nicer than them. But, yeah.
It's true.
I get it. It's, it's family traditions are tough. It's hard. Yeah. And, hearing about it, you definitely you'd like to help out the best you can. But also, if you want to, the cold hard facts of it, it is your tree. It is what, this kind of like a do with your money as you wish,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, this is my living in a small province in the Philippines was kind of showing a little bit, because that's kind of how we are over there. It's just like, hey, if you have a tree and it happens to have fruits, go ahead and pick it. Just let us know ahead of time type shit. It's kind of like a tight-knit community, but it is different rules, different, practices, different standards. But I agree. If they do leave a mess and they don't respect the transaction of the acquisition of the land that you bought yourself from them, then yeah, like I think that one pass is good enough, and don't feel bad if they cry about that shit.
Yeah. I mean, if this was a front yard, maybe it would be easier to have that kind of communication. But backyard and letting people into your, because front yard, it feels like you're not really letting people in. Backyard kind of feels like, all right, you're in my space.
Yeah, true.
Even though the front yard is your space, and I would be pissed if they took all the fruit in the front yard. But yeah, I don't know. Kind of a tough situation. If this was like a mango tree or like another type of tree that I fuck with, I'm gonna be like plums. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I don't like plums like that. But if this was like mango or some good, fuck no, bitch. Calamansi, mango.
Oh, yeah. Calamansi definitely not. Sucks to suck.
Sorry, bud. I bought the house because of the calamansi tree.
Of the tree?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Sorry, that's all fine, unfortunately.
This one is from r/am I the asshole. This one is titled, "Am I the asshole for refusing to pay my house sitter?"
If they fucked up the house or a pet died, then not the asshole. Literally any other reason, asshole, I think.
All right, let's see if there's a plot twist involved in this story. A few weeks ago, I, 30 female, caught up with a good friend of mine, Jen, 30 female. She was telling me about how much of a nightmare her new landlady was. She would enter Jen's room without knocking, and she timed her showers and tried to charge her extra for showers over 5 minutes. That's gotta be illegal.
What?
That's gotta be illegal, right?
Yo, I'm in that bitch a minute, unfortunately. It's nice.
Yep. Most recently, she installed cameras in the kitchen and living areas and uses them to watch/eavesdrop on the housemates while she's away.
Hell no.
Nah. Jen said that she had a new place lined up, but had to wait up because the room wasn't available for another month. My husband and I just happened to have an upcoming week-long trip planned, and I told Jen that if she wanted a break from the nightmare situation, she was welcome to stay at our place while we're away for the week. She gladly accepted. So, She arrives on the day that we leave. I give her a key, tell her the fridge is full of wine, and to help herself to anything in the kitchen. I showed her how to get onto all our streaming services and said if she wanted to have a friend over, she was welcome to, and I trusted her judgment. I told her to have a good time, and then we left. We just got back yesterday. A few wine bottles had been opened
Come
and
everywhere. This place is fucking dripping.
Why is the couch so sticky?
Jesus Christ. Black light. Everything is neon.
It's like,
oh my God.
How the hell did she get up the wall like that?
Jesus Christ.
A few wine bottles had been opened and finished as expected. The kitchen and floor was a bit of a mess, but overall, everything was fine. I later got a call from Jen asking when I would be transferring her the money for house sitting.
Wait, I forgot. This was... Hell no, I ain't paying you. What the fuck?
I kind of didn't know what to say and paused awkwardly. I said that I thought we were doing her a favor by getting her time away from her house. She told me her time wasn't free and had expected I'd be paying her something like $500 for a week.
Nah, fam. Nah, no way.
I ended the call saying that I'd think about the amount we'd pay her. I'm not sure, but this seems like a bit of a crazy request. I have no pets to feed, no plants to water, and she didn't need to do any housework. I even live like 30 minutes closer to her work, so it even saved her an hour of day in travel. And she wasn't stuck in a house. She was free to come and go as she wanted. Had I not known about her issue with the landlady, I would have just left the house vacant for the week. I texted her this morning mentioning the points above and didn't think it was reasonable that I pay her for what was essentially a break for her. She's furious now, saying that she was depending on having that money. So, I'm after your guys' perspective. Am I the asshole for refusing to pay for her for staying at my house?
I was initially wrong. We found a new low, gentlemen. No, hell no. What the fuck? How are you gonna... You're living in the fucking nightmare scenario. You already found you're waiting to get into the new place to get out of this nightmare. This guy offered you reprieve, and then you're going to be like... And then once you're in the fucking safe haven, you drink all the wine and leave a mess, and then you're like, I think I deserve $500 for that. I don't think so, buddy. You cost me, I don't know, 2 bottles. Depends on what your wine thing is. I'm probably $20 max for my wine, if I'm being quite honest. And that's max. But I don't know, anywhere between $40 to $100 in wine.
Plus all the food.
All the food, the mess on the floor, that's time.
The gas that you save from your work.
An hour each day. I think you got your money's worth. Whatever. What's her name? Jen?
Jen, yeah.
Yeah, Jen. I think you got what you needed. I don't think you deserve to be paid. And I'm going to be quite honest with you. If you were depending on that money, might you have asked before the trip to confirm what was going on? I mean, I get it. I would love an extra $500. But if this is like, I need the $500, you really should have squared that up before leaving, because you don't even have an amount, confirmed. You're like, I'm thinking 500. I'm thinking 0, actually. So
like, go stay at your fucking place.
Yeah, you could have just stayed at your fucking nightmare. I would have left the house completely empty. I have no need for anybody to be there, brother. So, yeah, I don't know. I think it's a crazy request. I would probably be like, I'll slide. You sound desperate, brother. I'll slide you 100. Don't talk to me again. This is the end of our relationship. I'm going to slide you a Benjamin because, we got off on a miscommunication. I really thought I was helping you. You thought you were helping me. Let's, honestly, you should be lucky you're getting this 100 from me, because I could use $100.
I ain't giving shit.
The more I talk to you about it, the less I want to give you the pen.
Nah, I agree with everything you said. Reddit also deemed not the asshole. OP also gave like a quick comment, just like a little tiny update. They put, the latest is that I should still pay her weekly rent for the time she spent at my place instead of hers because she wasted that money by not being there.
You could have stayed there. Nobody asked you to sleep there. He just said, "Hey, if you want some reprieve, my place is open." You know what I mean? You took it upon yourself to spend all goddamn day there. That's on you. I don't know. This is crazy. I think this is the end of our friendship for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And then top comment for this one, Darth Bono commented, not the asshole for sure. She didn't mention the money before and assumed she'd be getting 500 from you. She either did that on purpose to force her hand or is fully delusional. Two things can be true at the same time.
Both, yes.
If you asked her directly why she didn't establish pay, she'd probably go on an unhinged rant. Check valuables if you have any and maybe change the locks. To which OP commented, I think because she knows there's no way I would have agreed to that from the start. I took the key back when we got back, so not an issue there. Hopefully she's not unhinged enough to make a copy. Nothing else seems to be missing either, and she didn't end up having anyone over. And they put, because they have a Ring camera and they would have noticed. But this friend is delusional and unhinged.
Now, would you rather have your place just dripping in cum or this scenario? Let us know in the comments below. Let's get to our next story. This one's going from r/petty revenge, and it's titled, Sorry, I'm just a typical woman.
Oh, you're probably getting a misogynist back, which is, I do like. I like this a lot so far.
OP writes, a long time ago, I worked as a receptionist at a law firm where I took and transferred calls, greeted guests, and led them to the correct briefing rooms. I had just moved to town, so I didn't know the area all that well. One day, this man with a distinct voice called, already sounding irritated before I asked how I could help him. And he wanted me to tell him directions from a town over that I had never been to our office. I politely told him that I wasn't quite familiar with the area offhand, but if he could give me a minute, I would look up directions on my computer for him. He then literally screamed into my ear, typical stupid woman, can't even tell directions.
Aren't you a dumbass man who's fucking calling to get directions? Stupid.
Exactly right. And then hung up on me. Oh, well, I thought, that was rude. And then forgot about it. About 20 minutes later, a guy came blustering through the door and, in the same distinct voice, demanded that I tell him the way to the interview room, as he was already late to said interview. I knew it was the same guy that I'd already talked to before, as he had the exact same voice. I calmly said, I'm sorry, sir, but I'm just a typical woman, and I can't tell you directions. He then turned beet red and just stood there for a minute. I could see he knew exactly what had happened. I could see that he knew that he was talking to the same person that he yelled at earlier. He then stomped off down one of the hallways and obviously didn't get the job because I never saw him again.
Oh, thank God. What a stupid idiot. How are you going to call someone stupid and ask for help, and yet you can't even figure out yourself, stupid? I hate this shit.
It's
so
crazy.
dumb.
I'm like, if you're calling to ask me for directions, I don't, like, if you can't figure out Google Maps.
How old was this posted?
This, let's see, 6 days ago. But
If you don't,
this was posted 6
it
days
could
ago,
be-
but says a long time ago this happened. So who knows how long. But long enough for Google Maps or MapQuest to exist, because they said,
yeah,
if you just give me a second, I could look it up. And
the computer.
tell you.
Yep.
Yeah.
What a
this guy got
fucking
what he deserved.
douchebag.
Fucking idiot.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, that pisses me off more. That's why I can never ever be rude to customer service people, because it's like, dude, you're helping me, so I'm trying to make your life easier, so that way you can make my life easier. What the fuck are we doing here? Being rude to everybody.
Also, How is he surprised that the person he talked on the phone with is the same person that he is in there 20 minutes later with? Of course it's the same person, brother. What did you expect?
Well, he's
You're
not
a
very
fucking
bright
idiot.
from it seems
No, not at all.
All right, Sean. My last story for today. This one is from r/advice, and this one is titled, "My husband and I have always had separate bank accounts."
That's fine. Everybody has their own different financial thing. You know what I mean? You gotta find what works for you and your partner.
Yeah, me and Juliet totally have different bank accounts, and it's like the only time we ever put it in the same account if it's strictly for bills. But we have a contingent of just like, hey, whatever I have is yours, and vice versa. So, but we never truly exercise that. We're just like, hey, as long as everything's paid, we got each other anytime. But we keep our shit hella separate.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah,
I think Nancy and I have a joint account, and then we also have our own, similar to what
Yeah.
you have. So I see nothing wrong with that. And I also see nothing wrong with only having the joint.
shared.
Truly,
Yeah,
whatever
that's
works
fine too.
for you works for you.
Yeah. All right. Story goes as this. My husband and I, of almost 10 years, have always had separate bank accounts, and we do not combine our money. When we first moved in together, he said this was the easiest way so we don't argue over money like other couples. It has worked for 10 years with us dividing the bills. He pays $600 for rent, gas, and electric, and I pay our combined cell phones and car insurance. We used to get paid opposite weeks and would take turns getting groceries and paying for stuff we do together, and we each pay for everything for our own cars. It has always worked out. Then he got fired from his job and he got on unemployment for a few months and barely had enough for his part of the bills. But he insisted to keep finances separate still and said he could sell some of his Star Wars toy collections if needed. And they put he has not needed to. He finally got a job that lasts about 6 months, and then he got fired again.
Damn.
Just at this time, I got a huge raise at work. He's not looking for a job now and has no income. I can step up and pay most of the bills that he pays, but not all, and he isn't interested in selling anything. He has been hanging a bitch if you don't
start selling
fucking.
shit. What the fuck are you talking about?
There's gonna be a lightsaber stuck up your ass if you don't start selling this. He has been hanging out with his unemployed friends during the day while I work. If he doesn't want to work and we are financially able, then I'm fine with him not working. However, we are going to be financially strapped and not able to do all the bills. He then told me to stop paying on my credit card bills and I can have more money then. I don't know how long I can do this. Should I continue to do the bills for a while and see if he steps up?
Nah, I'm out. Because what the fuck are you doing, man? What are you doing? You're hanging out with your other unemployed friends. To be honest, it sounds like he's just getting further and further deeper into the being like, I'm going to freeload for as long as possible. Because what if you don't fucking get your ass up before you talk to me on what we could do, look at yourself, brother. Let's instead of hanging out, why aren't we fucking job hunting? That shit is a full-time job in and of itself. So the fact that he's not taking it seriously, like part of me, like I feel bad that he got fired so many times. It's like it's hard out there.
Oh,
It's
this
tough
economy sucks.
but seeing his work ethic to job hunt seems like that's probably translating to once he gets the job.
Yeah.
Because it's already translated to his relationship. So you got to kind of just imagine this is him. You know what I mean? So for me, I'd be like, well, that's enough for me to end it because I don't want to live in a life constantly, worried and feeling like everything is on me. That's not great. Especially when you could tell that your partner is not trying. I don't know. Yeah, it seems like he's bumming.
No, I'm with you. I am sympathetic with people losing their jobs because this economy sucks. Like corporations, all they do is like laying people off. That is fucking unfortunate as hell. And this is how greedy and capitalistic our society is. But I'm with you. dope, Sean. Like, it's like, what are we doing here? Like, yeah, it sounds like his work ethic is translating to what he's doing in his current life. Is there a possibility that homeboy is depressed because of losing a job? That's a huge possibility. I got laid off a bunch of times in like the past couple years before transitioning to full time. It sucked because it's like grieving. This is like at the same time you're like, holy fuck, how am I going to pay for the rest of the bills? How am I going to contribute proportionally to the household? But like even though like the economy, he's not doing that at all. Like when I got laid off like the first few times, you know what I did? I started selling shit. I'm like, hey, this I could live without, but like I can, always, rebuy this later if I can finally afford it again. Let me sell some electronics that like, I can part ways with, so that way we can make rent. I've done that a bunch of times. I fucking went on to like temp agencies, be like, hey, I'll take something temporarily just so I have something, flowing in the system. That's fine. DoorDash, Uber, whatever, something. And I agree. Applying for jobs is a full-time job as it is. It could be stressful, but we've also lived in a time where like there are some things that you can just kind of step in and be like, all right, I can just do a quick side hustle here. It might not be permanent, but it's like something that you can still, bring some sort of income in the household.
Yeah. I just think not doing anything and then going out to hang out with friends. If y'all aren't all searching for jobs, I'm livid. You know what I mean? Like, if y'all are just going out to hang out, fucking, I don't know, laser tag or some shit. Laser tag sounds fun. I would love to laser tag.
Dude, I haven't laser tagged in a decade, dude.
Dude, we went a couple years ago. There's like a place that has like heavier guns, and you could like rent it out.
Oh, us too.
It's fun, dude.
That shit was exhausting, though. The heavier guns, I'm like, what
yeah.
am I? Am I back in the field again? What the fuck? I don't like this.
And I'm terrible. I'm not a good shot at all. But yeah. Anyways, back on topic. This guy doesn't seem, if he was selling all the things and grinding and doing the side hustles like John was saying, then yes, I'd be like, yeah, fuck it. We're grinding together. We're rocking, we're rolling. He's doing what he can. I'm doing what I can. But it's not that. He's spending his whole day just hanging out. So I'd be like, nah, fuck it. I'm out.
No, I agree. And the top comment for this one, they put, separate accounts are fine when both are earning. Not paying your credit card is stupid. This motherfucker doesn't know that interest exists. And banks they don't care what your situation is. And they put, he sounds like an idiot. My advice is to not listen to his advice and tell him to quit being a bum, which is basically what we said.
Exactly right. All right, my last story of the day is coming from r/girl dinner diaries. And per usual, we gotta show the girl dinner. More of a girl brunch.
That is a nice little
Looks like banana Foster's, French toast.
Banana Foster. Okay, that looks delicious.
Maybe a little mascarpone up top here. This little garnish. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Mascarpone. That does sound good,
and then some kind of like a cherry lime.
A refresher.
Maybe a mojito. It has the little things in
Maybe.
there.
I see a little like mint there.
Looks delicious.
Yaz up your cup. I'm trying to find out what
restaurant it is. I don't know. All right. This is titled Baristas Were Talking About My Boyfriend.
I'm fighting.
All right. OP writes, a little context. My boyfriend had his car flipped after being T-boned 2 weeks ago. He got away with just a few scrapes and bruises. However, his car was completely totaled. This weekend, we had spent time fixing up a car that he had bought cheap off of a customer because it needed a new motor. This morning, me and my boyfriend left the house to head to work at the same time. We had both just so happened to head to the same local coffee shop / gas station down the street. He went through the drive-thru right before I had walked in. I heard all the baristas talking about how sweet the man was that just left. After not seeing him for a few weeks and then seeing him in a new car, they had asked him what had happened. First thing he said after explaining the accident was that he wasn't worried about the car and that he was just so glad that I wasn't driving with him. After listening to them all gush about how sweet that was, It felt good to be able to tell them that I was actually the girlfriend in question. Meal pictured is a fancy breakfast we went to over the weekend.
So not fighting. So they're like spilling the good kind of tea, which is good.
tea.
This is more evident that you should support local businesses even more because I feel like local businesses they're not like corporately driven, like, you know, void in the inside. But no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, this is a nice sentiment from, you know, all the parties. Shout out to your boyfriend for one. Glad that he's safe. Glad that he's recovering, and the fact that he's the one that's affected and he's still thinking of you in the moment. Girl, if you don't fucking put a ring on this man's finger already, like, I'll do it for you. You got yourself a keeper, it sounds like.
Yeah. I mean, what John was saying, support local. I mean, look at them. Remember their regulars. You know what I mean? Like, hey, man. First off, I noticed you haven't been here. Second off, I noticed you're in a different car. What kind of great service there. But yeah, I mean, just all around sweet story. I mean, all the top comments honestly kind of say the same thing. This one from Blonde Walking Trash says, "Aw, I was honestly expecting some nasty story, but this is so sweet."
I was like, when I heard like accident, I'm just like, no, don't tell me. Like, I thought like he got disfigured, and you know, like, you know how people tend to like talk shit like that. I was ready to be like, bitch, if you don't, I will fucking pour hot scalding coffee in your face if you don't shut up.
The McDonald's lawsuit.
I was waiting.
Yeah, but no, all around a wholesome story.
Damn, now I do want French toast.
That looked good as fuck.
That sounds really good, actually. I want that. All right, Wikimaniacs. Well, that is it for the not live episode. We don't know when the lives are coming back. We are pretty busy still, and we're still look. We haven't even had a full recording, just us three. Like, we could have had last week, but you know, our baby boy was not doing so well, unfortunately. He just got a hand.
I had a baby mind queen.
But you know,
Guys,
we're gonna try to figure out.
I got my first headache at 26, and I thought I was dying. I thought I was deceased. I thought it was raps.
But you know, we're still trying to get some content out for you guys, because you know, like, I feel like this is something that you guys kind of got used to seeing some sort of episode on Wednesdays. So we appreciate y'all for hanging out with us. But before we close it off, Sean, any last remarks before we say bye bye?
No, new merch coming soon. I know you guys can't wait, and neither can I, to get this Nutman.
What is it gonna be?
Our store. I don't know.
It's a surprise.
Yet. I don't know quite yet, if I'm being honest. But I know I'm not designing it.
All right, well, that is it for this week's episode. Thank you, Sean, for hanging out with us and giving your takes. We will see you Wikimaniacs on Friday.
Later.
Get therapy.